So why'd you click on this video? Is it because you're sick of being a failure? You're sick of jerking off? I don't know. Maybe you get no woman. Maybe you're getting bad grades in school. And overall, you just want to improve your life, right? Well, if I told you that in 30 minutes we could do a 180 turn on that and completely change your life, you probably wouldn't believe me. But the reality is that anybody can do this. They just need to take action. So you might say, all right, what do you mean 30 minutes? No way. I've been living like this for 5 years. I'm a dickhead. Yeah, 30 minutes. Because it's all it takes to realize that all you need to be successful is to decide to be successful. What do I mean by this? You wake up, you get out of bed, or you don't. You might scroll on TikTok. And that's one decision about whether you're going to be successful or not. Can you control what you're going to do when you get out of bed? Because I assure you, every single millionaire can control what they can do out of bed. Every single person that has a loving relationship can control their actions with them. You can control your actions in less than 30 minutes. So, we already figured out that the first step to improving your life is being able to control your actions, right? Now, how do you control your actions? By being responsible about every single thing that you do and every single thing that happens to you. So, number one step in this video, if you actually want to improve your life, is to get these things down. Get them in your head. Number one, you deserve everything you have and everything you don't have. A lot of people are very entitled, and they think that just because they behave this certain way that they should have money, they should have women, and they blame the outer world for everything that happens to them. Example, oh, I'm such a nice guy, why don't women like me? Oh, I work so hard, why don't I have money? Why do I have to be fat? Every single action that you took leading up to this moment is why you're fat, or why no one likes you. So the number one step that you have to do right now is to realize that everything is your fault. Number two, stop being entitled, because the world does not owe you shit. There's kids in Africa starving. Does the world owe them something? No, because we're all humans and we all decide what we're gonna do with our circumstances. So stop telling yourself, oh, but if this thing changed, then maybe I would do that. Yeah, I mean, if you want to be a pussy, you can do that and wait for the world to give you something. Spoiler, it's not going to happen. So instead of just waiting around, why don't you just grab your balls and actually do something about it? Maybe instead of crying all night because you're fat, or maybe even trying to act like being fat isn't a problem. Like all these new influencers that are like, oh, stop being fat phobic. Yeah, being fat is fucking gross. And whoever thinks the opposite is lying to themselves. So instead of trying to cope, why don't you actually get down to the root of why you're feeling bad and solve it? Because you know what it is. It's the things that you're not doing that need to be done. And number three, you could agree with me and all, and you could be like, yeah, I'm going to do this. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Yeah, he's right. But if you click off this video with your short attention span and take no action, like most of you are going to do, nothing's going to change. You go on TikTok, you watch these motivational reels, maybe you hear Andrew Tate talking, I don't know, fucking Fresh and Fit, whatever the hell, and you're like, yeah, I'm going to change my life, I'm going to do this. No, you're not, because you're only motivated. You take no action. You have zero discipline. I want you to understand that you reap what you sow. This concept is so old that it has been said in the Bible. You reap what you sow. Now, what does this mean? Your actions equal your consequences. What you do will be your outcome, however you want to put it. So you are completely responsible for your life. Not your parents, not your teachers, not your circumstances, you. Now, take a moment to pause this video and actually think about the things that I said so far. Because if you don't get these things in your mind, you're not going to be able to take the steps to achieve success in 2024. Okay, now that you've done that, let's get on to the 3 steps that you can take, actionable steps, to actually determine some level of success in the following year. Step 1, I want you to outline 3 clear goals that you have coming into the next year. Now, one, I want it to be physical. The second one, I want to be financial. And the third one is your choice. It can be dating, it can be spiritual, it can be relationship wise. So, for example, my top 3 goals were number 1, achieving $5,000 a month. Number 2, physical, would be getting a much more aesthetic physique and also learning how to fight better because I do MMA. And number 3 for miscellaneous was go on more adventures so I can tell more stories. Now that you've completed step 1, we'll move on to step 2, which is determine 3 actions for every goal you set yourself that you have to do every day that will achieve that goal. So for example, let's say one of your goals was to maybe get a girlfriend, right? So what do you have to do to get a girlfriend? You have to talk to girls. You have to go outside. So maybe one of the tasks you have to do every day will be to go outside and talk to a girl each day, or to do 10 cold approaches a week. Then another one could be to fix up your Instagram and take better, more professional pictures. That way, you look better. And then the last task could be, for example, to go out with your friends every weekend to spots that have a lot of people so you can socialize. These are all actions that are going to get you closer to the goal, which is getting a girlfriend. Now, you can repeat this process with any single goal you have. Now, I want you to realize that it's very important to stay consistent. This isn't like some monk mode. It's not a 30-day challenge and you're done. It's not no fap. This is a lifestyle. So if you're going to do this, it's to improve your life, not 30 days of your life, your entire life. It's very important that the actions you put for yourself to do every day aren't too hard, because I don't want you to be stressed out every single day about everything you have to do. As long as it's easy actions that you take every day that get you slowly closer and closer to your goal, that's completely fine. And then the last thing that I want you to do, and one of the most important things, is to track your progress. So for example, let's say your goal for your physique is to lose 20 pounds, right? So every day I want you to create an album and take a picture in the mirror of how you look that day. Now, from day to day, you might be like, this sucks. I don't look any different. But this is going to serve you really well for those days where you have no motivation and you feel like you're wasting time doing this, because you can go back and you can see that a month ago you had an extra belly roll and now you don't. And although that might sound stupid, that's what's going to keep you going through the hard days. I hope this helps you. And if you're really serious about, going on this journey to actually improve your life, you can talk to me on Insta, theofficial.jorge, and we can plan out your next steps for the future.